All right, hello there, and welcome to what some are calling a little boring MMA show. But guess what? It's our boring MMA show, and we're going to cradle it and nurture it and feed it to the masses. My name is Alex Ramirez. Alongside me is Albert Cita and Guillermo C. And this is Five Round MMA.
You took that to heart, and I thought I did.
No, this is Five Round MMA. We got an awesome action-packed show for you today. We're gonna talk a little Machida Musasi. Talk about
a lot Machida,
a little bit more Musasi.
Well, Machida Musasi, salt and pepper, tomato.
It sounds like a good dish, huh?
Yeah,
can I get a side of the Machida Musasi?
Actually, it was a tasty dish watching that fight. We're also talking about
like a sushi roll.
Yeah, really. It does.
And now I want a sushi bar just so I can name a sushi after them.
That'd be kind of cool, actually.
And it'll be pretty spicy because they'll give you a left kick.
Yeah, okay. Now we're just reaching too much of the sushi puns. Also talk about UFC 170, Rousey versus McMahon, and also have a great interview with Rick Boomer Reger. But first of all, I want to play a little game with you guys.
Oh, let's play.
It's a game called Mad Round, brought to you by the Madhouse MMA. You guys can go shop at madhouse.com and find clothes for the fighter and fight fanatic, and follow them on Twitter at the Madhouse MMA, and also hashtag MMA Against Bullying, and follow us and Redemption Martial Arts on Twitter and enter for your chance to win a free T-shirt.
Yeah,
yep.
Right.
Courtesy of Madhouse.
Madhouse. All right. So the premise of this this game is I have 5 questions lined up. I'm going to ask Albert and Guillermo. They don't know what the questions are, and I want them to answer heartfully and truthfully and as quick as possible. Right?
Okay.
You guys ready?
Do we have a time limit or not?
I'll try with thing. Time limit. Yes. So just keep
Put
it.
10 seconds on the board.
Yeah, 10 seconds on the board. All right, so are you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, question number 1. Gilbert Melendez has agreed in principle with Bellator MMA to a multi-fight deal. The UFC still has the right to match Bellator's offer. Dana White said that he has removed himself from negotiations with Melendez's camp. Question for you guys: should the UFC match whatever Bellator's offer is? And do you think there's something more to this? Dana White removing himself from negotiations. Albert.
Yes and yes.
Yes and yes? Game, what do you think? Why? Why?
Why? I think Gilbert Melendez needs to get matched by UFC because he's a top lightweight, actually one of the top ones.
Yeah.
And then I think there is something going on in the background that.
Yeah.
What do you think?
And I think the thing that's going on in the background, real quick, is the guy that managed him is also the manager for GSP. I think Dana White has a bitter taste in his mouth over this guy.
Really?
And,
Wow.
and GSP's decision to retire. So I think it has a lot of feeling to do with that. Yeah. But my big pickup for Bellator, I think, and I think it's the best thing I can.
Well, I think he was with the 3 fights or 2 fights, Chandler and Alvarez, right? So do you think, like, in terms of NBA, is Melendez a max contract guy?
I think so. Yeah. I think he's a Kevin Durant.
No, I don't think so. I don't think he's a max guy because he's not a face. Even when he was
me an NBA player. That's the only. That's the only.
Is he like NBA? Let me see. Who's
Kevin Love, maybe?
Yeah, Kevin Love, a little underrated.
I'm saying Kevin Durant.
He's a little underrated, but he can reach for the stars if he wanted to.
I like it. All right, next question. Sticking with Dana White, his reality show, The Fighters, which followed boxers, I think in the Massachusetts area, was canceled by the Discovery Channel after just 1 episode. Question: would you guys watch a reality show with the same premise, but instead followed mixed martial artists? And second question: what MMA camp do you think should have their own reality show? Guillermo, go.
Which reality? Well, let's start with the first question.
Yeah. Would you watch a show based just following MMA fighters?
Yes,
around?
I would. If the fighters were correct and I was following the right camp, who should be in it?
What camp? What camp should
AKA
you throw on?
Because I'm a Cain Velasquez fan.
Albert, go. Would you watch a show?
Well, let me throw some knowledge on you because I am what they call MMA Renaissance man.
Okay.
AKA already AKA already had a show. It was on some like Latino network that I think it went under already.
Okay.
But
the whole network. That show brought the whole network down.
Okay. No, not that show. Okay. But they did a whole thing on AKA, and I watched all. I think it was 6 or 7 episodes. The big thing that they're trying to draw you into was you get to find out what happened between Josh Koscheck and AKA and how he started his new gym. And I watched it, and I thought it was very good. I mean, I got to see a different view of John Fitch, which I didn't even think John Fitch had a different view.
Was he more boring on the show?
No, actually, he wasn't as boring. He was actually came out pretty good. I think he got a little extra points. But with that said, yes, I would like. And because I've already seen the AKA, I would actually like to see Greg Jackson camp. Because Diego Sanchez.
Oh yeah,
I just want to see how does Diego Sanchez train? I've always wondered that. I mean, I see the countdown and stuff, but I want to see how he really trains.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say, bring him back to AKA a little bit. Mike Swicks in Thailand.
Oh, you have
that
a
would be vicious.
little spin-off,
Yeah.
spin-off,
I
aka
like it.
Thailand.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Also, for you guys, ideas, maybe Alpha Males. That'd be kind of cool. Reality show.
Oh,
It
yeah.
would, but
There'll be
Yeah.
too much alpha going on though.
Also, maybe the Black Zillions. It's Miami Beach,
Nah.
sexiness. Come on, you can see them just kick it all the
Yeah, I
time. not
mean
really
for the
trained.
ladies, I guess you can show that in Lifetime.
Great location,
Well,
maybe.
what is this? Jersey Shore on Miami Beach?
Exactly. That's what it been. All right.
That's actually genius.
Next question. Starting at UFC Fight Night, Machida Musashi, the UFC changed their fight bonus policy, right?
Yeah.
So they're no longer awarding submission of the night or KO of the night. Instead of awarding 2 performance of the night awards that will be given to 2 fighters regardless of the outcome, if they win or loss. Question is, do you fight of the night will still be awarded regularly basis, but do you guys agree with the changes of the bonus policy? And what would you guys give bonuses for? Like best walkout shirt, best theme music, Guillermo, go.
First of all, it's favoritism.
Yeah?
I think that's the reason why they went this way. I mean, like, let's say Dana White really likes that guy and he thinks he performed really well. It's like, okay, well, this guy got knocked out of the night, but my guy didn't get his bonus.
Yeah.
So I think that it's a little bit of favoritism. We'll see as he rolls out. Second of all, what was the question again?
What would you give a bonus for? Like, best post-fight celebration, best promo after the fight?
I think the best thing for me is like I'm a big thing on, especially when I watch wrestling, is the intros.
Yeah.
The Batista bomb. He coordinates perfect. I mean, something coordination wise with
Imagine
the
that
entrance.
if they give bonus away for best entrance.
That'd be awesome.
How with the stuff you'd see.
Yeah, I mean, like it seems like they're always trying to up each other, especially like during WrestleMania.
Yeah.
They're always trying to up each other. So that would be pretty exciting.
Yeah.
That's a storyline in its own.
What about you? Do you like the? I mean, because they sometimes say, but people think, okay, well, sometimes a card went by and there's no submission victories or no knockout victories.
Yeah,
that's why.
That's what I was gonna say. I mean, I think it was dumb to have it the way they had it the first time because it's like, okay, obviously they're trying to get submission and obviously they're trying to get knockout.
Yeah.
Just sometimes it's not there and it's not fair that they don't get rewarded even though they did have a good performance.
That he has a good
but
point.
Yeah.
Ironically, the people that won the performance of the night
Let's see.
it was Eric Silva who had a knockout and Charles Oliveira who had a submission, and
So
it was the only knockout submission of the whole night.
I think Machida Musashi got fight of the night too.
Yeah,
right?
but the irony,
Yeah.
that they win it. And I would give a award to what they wear in the octagon. It makes me mad that a lot of guys do not take the
What
time.
is this, a runway model?
I'm just
Well,
saying.
it's
I'm just
TriStar
saying.
modeling agency right here.
It frustrates me that they don't try to decorate their trunks or at least
Well, they can't get sponsored.
Yeah, they can't get
or
sponsored.
at least get like a nice
making
theme
a uniform
going.
for these
Yeah,
guys.
I know.
Crow Cop became Crow Cop because of his
the
shorts,
checkered
not
flag,
because
yeah.
of his talent.
Wow,
I'm telling
you
you,
actually
and I
saying
say that right now.
That's Albert
Dan,
Cole.
Dan Hardy
You know
didn't
what he
get,
says on
Dan
a
Hardy didn't
FiveRound
get to where
MMA.
he's at. It was because of the way he styled his
So
trunks
his
and his hair.
5-5
That's
win
Mohawk.
streak to get
So,
into GSP didn't count.
Even Machida, if you look carefully at his trunks, he has little
There's a
water
secret
prints
dragon
of
in there?
dragon and
The
stuff like
Illuminati
that.
or what?
He's
Look
always
at the
thinking.
triangle, you
He's
see the
always
eye?
So now
thinking.
that Anderson Silva doesn't have Nike, so now it's
He always
Anderson-
has the bumblebee going on, and so he has black and yellow. See how there's concepts and ideas here. That's what
Color
I like.
coordination,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
All about style for Albert. All right, next question. Last week, former University of Missouri football player and NFL draft prospect Michael Sam came out publicly about his sexual orientation, that he was gay. So, question to you guys: how do you think the MMA community would handle an openly gay male fighter? Because I know there's female fighters who are openly gay, but that's a whole different issue and why it's kind of double standard. Nobody questions their sexuality. But how would the MMA community handle an openly gay male fighter?
That's a tough question.
I
Actually,
mean, I think Dana White said he'd be open. He'd want someone to come out, but
just public views. I mean, I'm pretty sure that they would be open for it.
yeah.
I think an Ultimate Fighter had like I mean, he wasn't gay, but I think he posed for like a gay website or something like that. And Dana White had no problem with it, and I don't think he should have a problem with it.
Yeah.
But I think most fighters won't have any problem. I mean, if anything, if they're not into that kind of stuff, like I know Josh Thompson has come out and saying stuff against gay marriage.
Yeah.
I think that's encouragement to them to probably put the beating even more. With maybe
Yeah.
hype up the
There's
fight
always a way
more.
to spin it,
But I really don't think it'll be. That's why I think there won't be a problem. If you dislike it, then they'll show it in the octagon. If they don't care, then
I think at the
it's
end
like
of the
whatever.
day, you're trying to win the fight.
Yeah.
I think sexual orientation doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay, last one. As we all know, the Winter Olympics are currently ongoing, and we also that next Saturday, two Olympians will be the main event: Ronda Rousey and Sarah McMahon. I want to ask you guys: do you think MMA will ever be part of the Olympic Games? Maybe jiu-jitsu, maybe in the near future at all? Guillermo?
I don't.
Not
think
MMA, the sport.
MMA, the sport, will never. Well, I don't want to say never, but there's a good possibility I don't see that in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
But jiu-jitsu, now that I think
See that?
deserves to
Yeah.
be in the Olympics.
I think it makes more sense that they do actually like jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai. Maybe
Karate.
maybe the other arts
Yeah.
enter the Olympics, but not MMA as a whole.
And especially right now that it's being viewed as a blood sport, and I think
And you also want
over
to
time,
and the Olympics it's gearing towards more the younger athletes, and I think younger athletes
and
shouldn't
you can
be
see that in the
competing
winter
in this
with
type
all the
of-
extreme games.
Yeah. Well, because you remember how boxing, these guys, that was almost like their
Bread and
their
butter. I mean,
promotion. Oh, this guy was an
that's how
amateur
Oscar
going
De
to
La
glow.
Hoya
Yeah.
became Oscar De La Hoya.
So, yeah. But
But
yeah,
again,
I guess.
but these are younger guys. You can't have a young guy in MMA
Even
necessarily. I think.
even in the Olympics, you see boxing going down, and so now
Yeah.
the MMA crowd, might be, hey, let's petition for a chance to be in the Olympics.
Yeah, but I do think Evolve Jiu-Jitsu has a strong. I think I can just see it in the Olympics, don't you? Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, I mean wrestling's in it.
Yeah,
So-
the Taekwondo, all that stuff too. So that concludes this edition of the Mad Round. You guys liked it?
Yeah, I won.
Loved it.
All right, brought to you by the Madhouse clothing line. Go shop themadhouse.com. All right, so coming up next, we're gonna have Rick Reger speak to us. So stick around, guys. Should be great.
Please visit FiveRoundMMA.com on our social media on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. FiveRoundMMA.com.
All right, joining us now on the 5-Round MMA hotline, brought to you by Redemption Martial Arts, is Rick Boomer Reger. How you doing, Rick?
Oh, man, I'm doing great. How y'all doing today?
Great, man. First of all, I want to thank you for taking the time to speak with us. Really appreciate it. We know you got all the training stuff. You got your own gym going on. We just want to thank you for taking the time out to speak with us.
Oh, man, no problem. I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, so I want to get started. I want to tell our fans just a little bit about your martial arts background. I know you started off in boxing and then transitioned your way into jiu-jitsu and then full-on mixed martial arts. But tell us how you got into martial arts as a whole.
Yeah. I was always involved in sports growing up, baseball, football, but I focused mainly just on boxing in the beginning, and then I started training under Cesar Gracie doing some jiu-jitsu. I took some time off, and then when I came back, I just jumped into MMA, and I treated it as its own animal. I didn't train in one aspect at a time. Every day I worked some type of grappling, some type of striking.
Okay, Rick, and before we actually get into your actual career and your fights coming up, can you let us know about the organization Redemption and what you think about it, and what's your take on it?
Yeah, no, definitely. It's a great organization. They're doing big things. I'm super excited to be part of the movement. I think it's a big issue that we're dealing with, and the only way we can really resolve it is to speak up and give everybody a voice and help out. Redemption MMA is doing that. They're big on awareness, and Mark's a great guy. So I'm just excited to be part of the movement and to help out with the youth and everybody else.
Hi, Rick. I also we've been tweeting back and forth, and you talked about Anthony Burchak's story, and you said you had a different perspective. Can we just get a little bit of that different perspective of you dealing with bullying?
Yeah, definitely. Anthony's a great dude, by all means. I was listening to the interview, and he's a great champ. He fights for a great organization. Shout out to MFC. I've personally talked to Mark before. Mark's a great dude.
Yeah.
But he had mentioned that he's not one of these guys that came from a rough upbringing or whatnot. And well, me on the other hand, I'm that guy. And I feel like sharing my perspective might help out, because really you never know who's listening. There's plenty of kids that might be going through the same situation.
Yeah.
Bullying comes in all shapes and forms, all sizes. So I just wanted to kind of elaborate on that, because when I was growing up, I had a rough upbringing and my bullying came from my stepfather.
Oh, wow.
My mother's ex-husband. It was like physical and verbal abuse. So it wasn't really from my peers, or other kids. But what it did was it caused me to react in that same manner. So not only was I getting bullied, but it kind of turned me into a bully.
Wow. So it's kind of like
not something that I'm proud of, by all means.
Yeah.
I definitely had to learn a lot of lessons the hard way because of it.
I mean, Rick, seeing with that, Rick, I know like in today's age, kids seem to be bullied at school, in person, and then like it comes home with them via social media. They go on their Facebook, they may be bullied, Twitter, Instagram, stuff like that. So you had the experience of it, the bullying in your household. I mean, can you talk about that? Like what it's like, not be able to escape that this issue.
Yeah, and that's why I said from a different perspective. I kind of wanted to elaborate on that. There's no really escaping it. It kind of threw me through a loop as a young kid too, because it kind of forced me to live a double lifestyle. There's who you want to be, and then who you are, and if those aren't meeting up, then it causes kind of a crazy spiral in your life. And so that's where I was at a young age, and that's a lot to deal with. It kind of put me in a lot of situations that were, more for adults to deal with rather than a kid.
Okay, and then changing gears real quick, Rick. You had a great run with Gladiator Challenge, and you recently fought RFA. Can you tell us the difference from organization and how you feel you are at in MMA right now?
Yeah, definitely. I was on a good roll. From my amateur career to my professional career, I had 10 wins straight, from different organizations. I was taking fights on short notice. The thing with MMA is, every day is a new struggle. Every day is a new learning opportunity. And it's hard to even just stay healthy. Yeah. So when I'm healthy, I'm taking back-to-back fights, I got the call from RFA to take a fight against James Munaferi on 3 weeks' notice. So for people that know MMA, that's really 2 weeks to train for the fight and 1 week to cut the weight.
Yeah.
It's a great organization. Scott Cutbert's great dude. Ed Plays, great guys. Mark Beaver, everybody's cool over there. I got nothing bad to say about anybody over there. I took the fight short notice because I believe in myself. I believe in my training, and I'm confident. But it's a tough sport that that I just compete in. I made a mistake, and he was able to capitalize. And unfortunately, in this sport, you don't really get another inning or another down.
Yeah, or another quarter. Yeah, you can't call a timeout, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it was and not taking nothing away from the dude, James. I don't really get big into researching my opponents. I just try to be the best mixed martial artist I can be. But, it didn't really take much to see the guy's good, man, and he has a lot of skill and he has a lot of accomplishments. And it was a big step for me to take that fight short notice.
Yeah, Rick, can you talk about that balance of, training, focusing on yourself, and then finding the time to maybe, look at your opponents? I know, like, obviously training first starts with yourself. Can you talk about finding that right, amount of, work you got to put in yourself and then seeing the guy across the cage from you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still pretty new to the sport. I'm 11 fights in throughout my whole career with amateur and professional fights. And I'm still kind of figuring out as I go. But, I'm blessed, man. I get the opportunity to train with such great fighters, high caliber guys, Nate Diaz, Gilbert Melendez, and,
wow,
all these Jake Stilts and all these great guys. So I'm picking up little tips from them as I go, but I really try to play off my strengths and improve my weaknesses. This game is all about exposing a weakness and capitalizing. You never know what's going to happen. So with that, like I said, I just try to improve it in every aspect of fighting.
And then, do you have any future fights coming up? And would you stay with RFA, or you're just taking it 5x5 basis at this moment?
Well, right now I'm just waiting on the call. We've been talking to RFA. I talked to MFC before. I'm just training, trying to get better, and trying to be the best I could be. And then when the opportunity comes, I'll be ready.
Eric, too, I want you to talk about tell us about Fight Court Gym. What's it like, being part of that atmosphere and the fact that you're teaching alongside training as well?
Well, okay, so the Fight Court Gym, when I originally met the owner, Sean Sharkey, great dude, by the way, I I wouldn't even consider him a friend. I just consider him family playing out. You know, the atmosphere down there, that's the feeling you get. It's all family orientated down there. Everybody's real close. But when I first met him, you know, he had already owned multiple gyms in Martinez. Now, I trained for Carl Sherrock at Old School Boxing and a couple other gyms bouncing around. And there's a lot of kids, man, that are in poverty position, if you will, where, you know, single mother and she's struggling financially. And so these kids are getting kicked out of their gyms because they can't pay dues. You know, and so I brought it to his attention, and I said, you know what, man, let's create this gym and let's help these kids out. Not so much to where we're gonna be millionaires. Obviously, for those that run gyms, they know it's not really that profitable of a business.
Yeah.
But more importantly, we're gonna help out the community.
That's great, dude.
And as cliche as that sounds, the kids are our future, bro. I'm just investing in the kids. You know, growing up, if I would have had that opportunity, I would have avoided a lot of dark alleys. That's for sure.
That's crazy. Hey, Rick, before I let you go, we wanted to tell people know that you are full and locked in on all aspects of social media. You're on Twitter. People can follow you at RBoomer Reger. You're on Instagram. You also got a great website, rickreger.net. What's it like, you know, taking part, I mean, the importance of a fighter, you know, putting themselves out there?
Well, I mean, you put yourself out there, people are going to judge you. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I'm just trying to put my best foot forward, man, and I'm just trying to do what I can and play my position. And, you know, I'm just hoping for the best, in all, you know, in all aspects. I mean, I'm a family man. You know, I got 3 kids, my wife, and I got all my family and friends supporting me, all the fans. And I'm right here in North Concord, right here in the Bay Area, you know, so I got all the support from the Bay Area. So I'm just feeling truly blessed, man, to be honest with you.
That's great. Hey, Rick, we'll let you guys. Great stuff, man. Thank you for speaking with us. We're behind you 100%. As soon as you get a fight lined up, man, let us know. We'll have you on the show again.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate that. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you, Rick.
Thank you.
Please visit FiveRoundMMA.com on our social media on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. FiveRoundMMA.com.
All right, welcome back. Thank you to Rick Reger for the awesome interview. Saturday, Machida versus Mousasi took place. I think it blew a lot of people's minds about what they just saw. A video game, maybe? Too technical for a video game, you think, was it?
It was way too technical.
Well, I just woke up from my nap.
You didn't sleep that long
you
from
know
the
what?
fight?
You know how I honestly felt? It's when the first time I went to go wine tasting, and I didn't know what the heck was going on. I mean, I got to those complicated wines. I was like, dude, I know it tastes good, but I have no idea what's going on.
I think I was supposed to spit it back in the cup.
Yeah.
It
was another level that I wasn't used to.
So, quick results. I think we all were a clean sweep except for Guillermo, who picked
of course,
Mousasi,
which doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, Charles Oliveira defeated Andy Ogo's submission. Eric Silva rise back to prominence. It's pretty emotional for Eric Silva, right? He was crying out after the fight.
You know, I mean, he was pumped.
Yeah, knocked out Takanori Saito. Ronald Jacare out-dueled Francis Corman, who was taunting. Did his inner Anderson Silva during the fight.
I'm not lying to you. I was enjoying the fight, but then I started getting real pumped when he got pumped. I mean, I was like, I want to get in there.
And of course, the main event, Lilo Machida defeated Gegard Mousasi by pretty unanimous decision. Right? I think one score was 50-45.
2 scores were 50-45.
Yeah, seriously.
So, people were talking about the fight. I want to ask you guys: was the main event Machida Mousasi entertainment or a bore fest? Guillermo.
Okay, because you guys are gonna bash me, but I found it a little bit boring. Not. I like the technical side of the fight.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's difficult to watch a fight when Gegard Mousasi is trying to chase after him.
Yeah.
So what's the first thing they always say about Mayweather? He's just running around. He's just waiting for the counter punch.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing. You never saw really an offensive move from Gegard Mousasi until he started going for the takedowns or until they were on the ground. And then towards the very end when he did catch him once or twice and Machida started bleeding. But other than that, I mean, like, How do you guys find it exciting for one guy chasing the other guy?
Well, I mean, to talk about your point about the technical aspect of this fight, even Kenny Florin was in amazement about how technical this fight was. He was when on the ground. So this fight is so technical that he doesn't believe what he was watching. I mean, that's a credit to both Machida and Mousasi, who are definitely world-class fighters. I mean, but to your set, that's Machida's.
Yeah,
I think we all know that it's Machida's style. Either you like it or you don't. You're going to talk crap about the guy whether you like him or not. If you're a Machida fan, it's technique, footwork, feints. If you like Machida, he's running. So I think people should.
I didn't find the fight boring. I was actually entertained the whole time.
Yeah.
But I'm just speaking in overall.
You can see people's why they would act that way, right? Why they react that way.
It's either you like playing checkers or you like playing chess. Chess is obviously a little bit harder, but people have a little bit more enjoyment playing checkers.
I like playing Tetris, by the way.
Yeah, when it comes to stuff like that, I always refer to my Star Wars. No, in all honesty,
No, go ahead.
Have you seen this show? This whole show, this guy has come up with the weirdest references.
No,
like
let me explain myself.
Star Wars.
For the longest, I always had to explain myself to people why Star Wars is so awesome, and then it finally clicked to me one day, and I stick to it till this day. And that is either you understand Star Wars or you don't. There's no I like or don't like, because you cannot dislike Star Wars. Either you don't understand it, and that's why you don't go towards it, or you do understand it and you embrace it.
What about that?
And I think that's exactly how Machida is. Either you understand his style and embrace it, or you don't understand it at all, that you distance yourself from it.
What about that specter of people who like Jar Jar Binks and hate Jar Jar Binks?
Thank you.
But it's the same thing. I think it falls into
Good
the
point,
Machida too.
Alex.
No, there is those people, because there is those people that be like, damn, I hate seeing Machida. He's so boring. But man, is that guy in another level?
Well, then that's me. The reason I was a little disappointed because I was cheering for Gegard Mousasi. So I mean, like, how was I supposed to cheer for Gegard Mousasi when I wasn't seeing anything from him?
Yeah, I mean,
Well, before we
just
go any more
taking
forward,
shots.
I just want to set the record straight too. I hate Jar Jar Binks as well. Just to let you guys know. But episode 1 is one of my favorite ones, just because of Darth Maul.
Because of Jar
No,
Jar.
Darth Maul. But
Yeah.
anyways, back to
I think Jar Jar
the,
Binks comes out a little bit more than Darth Maul in the movie.
yeah,
So.
yeah, I think he does.
which is
More
kind of
screen
frustrating.
time.
It's really frustrating. It's really frustrating when you have to hit the chapter button like at least 10 times to get to the part you
Well,
want to
maybe
see.
in another 10 years, George Lucas released the director's cut of episode 1 with more
I mean,
Darth
Jar
Maul, right?
Jar Binks was digitally made, so they can just change the whole character. I don't
Keep it something
understand
else.
why they haven't changed the character. It doesn't really get to me.
So Machida's victory
Oh, yeah,
over
yeah.
Musashi puts him in next in line for the winner of Vitor Belfort.
But there is a rumor
And,
that he
Chris
might
Weidman.
have injured his foot, even
Machida?
severely broke it.
Oh, wow, really?
Fox Sports 1 reported it after the fight. Nothing has been said by the doctor or the physician or whatever, so it's just speculation. But Machida thinks he really did hurt his foot, and he might have broken it.
Okay.
But we need to figure out. We need to find out what the
It's
doctor
also
say.
interesting because Alligator.
Jacare won. I mean, I think
He won, but he
But
was hurt too.
he said he hurt his arm,
Yeah.
and he
So-
thought about pulling. Didn't even want to do the fight, but then at the last minute he
So
decided to keep
it
on
brings
going
an
to do the fight.
interesting twist to it because if the result of Weidman and Belfort, there might not be this number 1 contender because
Yeah.
they're out
Well,
for a long period of time.
Just quick off the top of my head, you also got Tim Kenny and Michael Bisping. It's maybe the winner.
Yeah.
of that
You
one.
really want to see that?
Well, I mean, just if they're just
No, I mean,
desperate for guys.
you really want to see the winner face Weidman or Belfort,
Depends who wins.
or
both
would you
fights.
rather wait for
Depends
Machida?
honestly, if Belfort wins and Bisping wins, it's not going to happen because he knocked him out. If Rockhold wins, I think he'll probably leapfrog both of them just because they want to put something up. But who knows? Maybe the Weidman and Belfort might be such a war that both of the guys are hurt afterwards too. So they're on the shelf for a while. So you never know what's going to happen. But so I think the middleweight division is clearly lined up. I guess.
Yeah,
for
I think there's a nice little good
After
ladder.
such a
now.
long period of time where it was just dominated by one person.
Yeah.
I think
and you
it's
didn't even know
in a
who to
good-
throw at him.
Yeah.
I
Just
think it's in a
here's
good
Patrick
state right
Ortega,
now.
yeah.
They need to
Now
concentrate a
there's
little
a
bit
clear
more other-
consent of who should be contenders and who shouldn't be contenders.
Yeah, as opposed to
Yeah, I was telling Alex earlier. I was like, I don't think Michael
real
Bisping
quick
even
before we go
deserves
to
to
the
be
other
in the top
card,
five.
Yeah, really.
I really want to know. Do you think Rick Mousasi should stay at 185 or
looked
keep making his limit
fit.
at 205?
He looked
did
in
look
shape.
fit, but
Yeah. Well, he's been proven in the past that he's a champion. He could be a champion at light
Yeah, yeah.
heavyweight. He's such a world class fighter that if he, it all depends. Do you want to cut weight or not cut weight? He could go up and challenge. He's
do you think he
obviously-
stays?
I think he stays a couple more times. Just I think he's to prove that he can win in the middleweight in this tough division.
And then go back up.
Yeah, whenever he wants. I think.
I think whatever he wants to challenge himself for.
Yeah.
Like we said last time, I don't think he's not that he doesn't want the belt,
Yeah.
but I mean, like he's looking for the best fighters in the world.
Yeah. He said he wants the belt too, but I mean,
I
think he's
agree.
more like just give me fights.
And before we go to our preview to UFC 171, Eric Silva back in the winning circle killed Teknako Sato.
He killed him.
Oh yeah, was it?
Were you impressed with the heel kicks he did?
Oh,
he
dude.
said he practices those.
I didn't
Yeah,
even-
that was pretty impressive.
I was like, what? This guy's just busting out heel kicks. I mean, impressive win. And I don't care who was his opponent that day. I think he was there with the intentions of, no, I got to prove that I still belong here. And I still
think
believe
he
in
wishes
top.
it was Stun Gun again.
I really do wish it was Sungun. And then Charles Oliveira had an impressive submission late in the third round. Puts himself back into
And what did Albert
contendership.
say?
And
Bring on Frankie Edgar
And that's
again.
why, yep. I want to see that Frankie Edgar fight again. Frankie Edgar, he's two-time Edgar for a reason. You got to fight him twice to
That's
find
what-
out who really is the best person. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. You guys done with the fight night?
I got all out there. Like I said, I enjoyed my good medium rare steak meat last night with Gregor Musasi and Machida.
I thought it was sushi. Wasn't it sushi?
Oh, a little bit of both.
okay.
You know?
Sushi, wine.
It was
and
so
steak.
fun. I had steak and sushi.
Good God. All right, so UFC 170 is going to take place this Saturday, February 22nd at the Mandalay Bay Event Center in Las Vegas, Nevada, United States. Main evented by Ronda Rousey and Sarah McMahon, two former Olympians. Before I want to talk about the main event, let's talk about the co-main event. Was supposed to be Daniel Cormier against Rashad Evans.
A lot of drama for
but
your mama. has
Rashad
been
Evans
happening.
injured. At first, it was like Daniel Cormier was going to be pulled from the car completely because it was a week
They
away.
couldn't find nobody to
But then
step
out of
up.
nowhere, this mystery man comes, Patrick Cummins.
I actually put a video.
Yeah, no, I saw that. Good way to be on top of it. Because I don't know who he was until I saw the video on our Twitter line. But Patrick Cummins comes in 4-0, and they do a little media scrum between Cormier and Cummins just starts laying into Cormier, saying that during practice somewhere,
You made him cry.
we all threw you around like a rag doll, even though you're an Olympic wrestler. And Cormier, that's like the one nerve, right? You talk about his wrestling, and he gets mad. And now Cormier said to Cummins, you're going to pay for every word you said coming this Saturday. One, I want to ask you, is this like legit hype, or you think it's just like Cormier and Cummins, hey guys, let's kind of hype this up a little bit. I mean, so we get the fans interested. Is this real beef, or like you said, is this a work?
You know what's the funny part? I think for the first time in a while, Dana White put on his promoter hat on, and he said, you know what? I got to sell this card because this card is not pay-per-view caliber.
Whoa, pay-per-view caliber, but your boy, Rory Mack's on the card.
Look, listen, me and Warren Mack
Come
are
on.
in a dispute right now. I don't want to talk about it. Just know that he's still my boy, but right now things are a little bit sour.
Just to quote Albert is saying Rory Mack is not pay-per-view quality.
No, well, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said this card.
Okay.
This card.
With Rory Mack on it. Go ahead,
Anyways,
finish your point.
back to what I was saying, and I think he put his promoter hat and he says, look, I really need to get people to buy in because I don't think people are going to buy just to see Ronda Rousey. First of all, Roy McDonald's not even on the poster. If he was on the poster, I think it'll be different.
Okay.
But he's not even on the poster, so he's really banking on Ronda Rousey.
Okay.
So I really do think that he doesn't want to show people that Ronda Rousey doesn't have the hype that he keeps trying to sell.
Yeah.
So he went and found this Patrick guy and claiming that he made Daniel Cormier cry. I think people he thinks that'll get people interested and buy the card and not be a big disappointment. Which I really wish this card will be. Nothing against my boy Rory Mack because I want him to get nothing but pay-per-view quality fights. But I really do think I really wish this is not a big card as people as much as he thinks because I don't think Ronda Rousey deserves the hype that she's been getting.
Okay. Does it work? Is it legit beef?
This is the perfect definition of wolf ticket.
What?
I think.
Go ahead. Elaborate, please.
I just think, like he said, I think just after the whole Miesha Tate versus Ronda Rousey has had a hit in her popularity, and no matter how much Dana White defends her, would you guys tune in? Would you guys pay?
I'm telling you right now.
Pay? If
and
Jason Hendricks does not pay for the pay-per-view,
if Jason Hendricks
I
does
will
not
be-
call me this week and say, look, I'm gonna order the next pay-per-view, I'm just gonna look at the results,
Thank you.
look
That's-
them
I
up
think
on
that's what I'm gonna do.
SureDog or sorry Dana, and just find out
Yeah, I'm
what
probably
happened.
just gonna go on YouTube, watch the highlights, or watch
Yeah.
MMA
Click
live.
click on Fox Sports 1 and see
Yeah.
the post-conference stuff because I am not paying for this.
I mean,
Simple as
Okay.
But we're almost running out of time around so we gotta.
Just so we know, Rory Mack is going to face Damian Maia on the card. Two welterweights who are on just kind of like little bumps in the road. Main event: Ronda Rousey versus Sarah McMahon. Two former Olympians.
and then I think we're all going for Sarah McMahon.
Rousey said that because of her Taekwondo is going to nullify McMahon's wrestling just because Taekwondo, there's submissions in Taekwondo. So Rousey's been practicing submissions longer than McMahon. I think this is the first time, for me personally, this McMahon's probably the highest caliber fighter
Yes,
Rousey's ever
I
fought.
100% agree.
Who's been wrestling her whole life, who's been training her whole life.
Exactly.
I think it's probably her toughest test. And a quick question: if Ronda Rousey loses, is she gonna take a step back from MMA?
I think Ronda Rousey
With
takes
all
a step back
with
no
all the
matter what.
movie deals and
If she
endorsements.
loses, she's done with MMA because she's the John Cena of MMA, just like John Bones Jones, dog. These guys aren't fighters. I don't care what how blue Dana White gets when he's yelling that Ronda Rousey really is a fighter. No, she's like John Cena. She's in it for the money, and she will not fight in Bellator.
You can't see her.
Yeah, I don't see her. Whether win or lose, if she wins, maybe 1 or 2 more fights. That's it. But
Yeah.
I think she's gonna concentrate more on her movie career. I think she used MMA as a platform to get into superstardom.
Kinda like,
She reached that, and now it's time to move on.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
like,
Gina Carano.
Gina Carano.
She just lost to Cyborg. You know, I'm done with this. I'm gonna go make him some movies. I'll make Haywire. But yeah, I don't think. Maybe her heart's into it. I don't know. We'll fight. Obviously, time will tell.
Maybe she proves us wrong, but we'll
Yeah,
see.
who knows?
That's my personal opinion.
UFC 170, February 22nd, 2014, Mandalay Bay Event Center, Las Vegas, Nevada. It's on pay-per-view. Check it out. That's it, right?
If
Yeah.
you want. Real quick though, WWE Network launches in a couple weeks. So keep pushing that out there just because I think it's a lot better than the UFC Fight Pass.
You can't
And
compare the two. Didn't you hear Dana White?
I
No.
don't care. And I wish the Fight Pass will turn into WWE Network. Just letting you guys know out
It's a big
there.
merger,
Remember, WrestleMania is March 1st, guys.
Okay. New segment two.
Oh, no, is it March 1st or is it
don't
April
remember.
1st?
I don't know.
Look it up because I want to
You
get
really need to clean up your
Oh.
stats on wrestling because once we start the wrestling podcast, you can't have no.
Yeah, really. Also, start from now on, we're going to reward the three of us. One will be the winner, top rated star of the day, brought to you by Top Rated MMA, makers of 100% American made MMA apparel. Go shop topratedmma.com and follow them on Twitter at Top Rated MMA. All the Charlie, who is today's top rated star? Albert wins the first ever top rated star.
They must be best friends because how does he win the first?
This was a biased decision.
We'll
Come on,
keep
man.
count. Okay, so make sure to follow us on Twitter at FiveRoundMMA. Subscribe to us on iTunes and YouTube. Also, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and check out OvertimeDanSoden.com where you can see our weekly articles, commentaries, editorials, stuff we have no time to spew about on the show. We write our thoughts down on paper or a document and send them over to Dan, and they get posted up. And also, if you want to get your sports fix at all, OvertimeDanSoder.com. And a big thank you to Redemption Martial Arts. Go to RedemptionMartialArts.com to see how you can join the movement to stop bullying. And Albert, take us away. Also visit FiveRoundMMA.com.
Yeah,
too.
check out FiveRMMA.com. And then real quick before I get into my thank yous, we do post who we think is going to win, and we do like seeing other people's posts. And I wish people will compete against me because I really do think I get the best picks. And so real quick,
He goes 4-0, one card.
I would like to thank our executive producer Guillermo Mosita, our engineer over there, Ollie the Trolley,
on
our
cloud
sound
nine.
engineer with Steven Roswell with Roswell Records. Thanks everybody for listening. Until next time.
Cream of the crop.